Light and Dark, The Adventures of Dark Yagami. Chapter 33, Getting Redeye for the Fight! Let's hit the deck! Roared Ray Pember, dancing to the helicopter. Hold on a bleeding second! Watery shrilled. How many guns do you have? 5, said Ray, and he did a gun show to the crowd. That is not solid enough, wizardly guns! You would need like 500 to have any hope of outwitting the bastardly Yagamis! Then, he pulled down his pants. Everyone was shocked, but then he took some special transformer guns from his special place, and then they weren't shocked, cause they knew why he'd done it now. They got big when he showed them to people. I have all the guns you need, bros. Sudden great! Let's go! What he said, and they all ran to the chopper, but then they remembered that you aren't allowed to take guns on planes, so they had to get a taxi to the Yagami house instead. Inside the house! A bunch of red lights went red, and the loud noises from the speakers, and all the steel doors which were bulletproof locked. What the blinking hell was that? Light's mom said, looking at the door, mixing a load of cookie dough and baking a chicken and frying some fries and doing a vacuum. She poked it and nothing happened because it was bulletproof, and Light's mom's fingers were weaker than bullets because everyone's fingers are weaker than bullets except for Cyber Takata because she has robot arms so she can punch them. Knight said, that is my emergency alarm. It looks up the house and turns on lasers when it says evil dudes coming and makes guns appear and turns the house into a robot fort. She jumped into the vent. I need to go to my room. She went to her room. Sayu and Misa were there, and they were naked and embraced because they were sexing in Knight's room when the emergency went and a bunch of lights red and the steel doors locked them in the room. Oh, you guys. Knight said all boyishly and slapped them on the back and let them get back to sexing, except they couldn't because the red lights spoiled the mood and it was too loud. What is this? Misa asked, doing a scared dance. Her chest was very bouncy and bounced a lot when she did it, and it was dead hot because bouncy chests are meant to be hot. And Sayu got all turned on again, which was bad because this wasn't time for sexing. This was time for war! That is my emergency alarm, Knight said, and then said a bunch of stuff she already said to her mom, so you don't need to hear it. We need to shack up and prepare for a battle of our lives. The 3 girls grabbed death notes and life notes and sex notes for later and swords and got ready. In Dark's room, he was getting changed into his battle outfit and Light was watching, but only cause he wanted to see how muscly Dark was so he could work out and be as muscly. I am not gay, Dark said, because the readers at home might think so otherwise. He pulled on a robot suit like the girl dude from Metroid, but took it off because it was too small. Instead, he put on a t-shirt and jeans, but they were made of titanium. Light put on a James Bond suit with a Homer Simpson tie, and Dawn put on the robot Metroid suit and covered it in knives, and they put on a hat. It had a camera on it, so he could film everything and sell it to the president of Hollywood and get rich. Everyone, except Soy Trio and Light's mom, because they don't know about the crazy shit like robots and death notes their kids get up to, ran through the vents to Knight's room where she turned on her million-inch HD TV. She zoomed in on the taxi, which was racing towards them on the freeway and zooming around other cars and bumping them off the roads, and there were miles of fires behind them from the crashes. She zoomed in closer, twiddling some knobs. Elle was in the car, and Watery, and Ray, and a cool dude, and another chick she didn't know but was sexy, and it was S, and Hal Linder, and Cyber Takada, and Nier was driving. The taxi was actually his nuclear NASCAR from Paris, remember? And the team is back together. Knight screamed. Her mohawk went on end from scared. This is the worst thing that could happen. Light squealed like a little girl. Actually, the worst thing that could happen was if I was eaten by a lion, but this is still pretty bad, Dark said wisely. Should we bring out... ellipsis... the secret weapon? Dawn said cumbersomely. The secret weapon is pretty damn secret. In fact, it is so secret I forgot what it was. Come to my lab, Knight said, and then she remembered she was already there. She pointed to an sciencey-looking thing in the corner of the room. It was like a giant icebox made of gold and covered in computers, and there was smoke coming off it, but it was the cold smoke that ice makes. What the f*** is that? Asked they. It is obviously a freezer for freezing DNA vampires. Dark swore because he was smart and worked it out because there was a sign. What are you, a f***ing idiot? You are a disgusting disgrace of a moron clone. They was kinda sad. To cheer him up, Light gave him a hug and Dark called them both gay and laughed, which was a bit mean, really. Okay, this is serious, so I will summon our secret weapon. The vampire clone of Dark Yagami, and his name shall be... Twilight Yagami. Get it? Some dudes in the review made it up, so good job, guys. It was clever, because Twilight is a thing, and there was a vampire, and they are named after Dawn and stuff. The door of the ice box opened. There was a load of ice, so Knight got her flamethrower and melted it. Inside was a vampire! He had fangs like samurai swords and robot skin, but it wasn't shiny, because those vampires are lame. His eyes jumped open, and inside they made of blood. He burst out of the tank and began breaking Dawn! Get it? By which I mean he bit Dawn, and his blood went everywhere, so he drank it, because he was a vampire. Where did you get him? He is very handsome, Dark said, but only because he was a clone of him. He is not gay! He is a clone! He is 50% you and 50% blood! Dark grinned so evilly that any kiddies who looked at him would have died from a heart attack like a Death Note. Perfect!